What's up, everybody? Today I'm just trying out my new phone and its microphone, see how it's gonna work for me, what's going on. So I'm just gonna be a little bit more informal today. I've got Momo here with me. Oh, he. And we're just here to talk a little bit about darkness and negativity and the fact that it thrives off of your ignorance to its existence. And what I mean by that is if you don't see a negative emotion, like if you don't feel it, if you don't see a negative aspect of yourself, if you can't look at a behavior that is potentially harmful, if you're uncomfortable with yourself and you can't see those things and you don't look at yourself in every single light, dim, bright, whatever, then you're not going to transform. It's as simple as that. What I mean by it thrives off of your ignorance is the opposite of awareness. Knowledge is power. Nobody can take knowledge away from you. Nobody can take your power away if you have knowledge. If you have knowledge about your darkness, potentially harmful behaviors or situations, people in your life, whatever the case is, if you constantly lie to yourself, try and make excuses for things, if you ignore red flags, if you ignore those gut feelings because those are your intuitions, they are your visions, those are the things that lead your life and that guide you, then you will not transform. Awareness is light. Lack of ignorance. Ignorance would be darkness, negativity. Light would be positivity. Positive, negative, yin, yang. It's all a balance, right? So it's all perfect. Everything is always perfect. So are you. So just because it's negative, just because it doesn't feel good in the moment, doesn't mean that it is bad, because there's no such thing. It just is. Everything just is. It's always in perfect timing. It's always a lesson or a blessing, and these things are so cliche, but they are so true. I had to sit with some pretty ugly feelings over the weekend. I had something happen to me that I've been having trouble discerning whether I created out of worry or whether it was an intuitive thought and feeling that I ignored. That's somewhere that I'm struggling with, of whether I am making an excuse for myself or that person, if I'm ignoring, a feeling that I've had about them, which I'm coming to the conclusion is that that's the case. Before I would think that I'm creating these things out of worry and attachment, but I really don't think that that's the case anymore. I feel like I've healed that aspect. I think this was more of a lesson of, I knew something didn't feel right. I knew that there was potential for this to occur, and it did. And maybe me starting to worry about it put pressure on the creation of that. But I always know that in the end, it's all love. It's all good. I sat with those feelings for a couple days. I got it out. I released. And in the moment, no, it didn't feel good. But I knew that, no, it might not have felt good, but it did feel good. I knew that I wouldn't be having that kind of emotional release without it being something that was there to transform me. I transform a lot through pain because I see the higher perspective in things. I understand that every person and every situation is a mirror of me. It's never about that person. I understand that it is never going to be about that person. Because I recognize that that is a reflection of me. I attract what I am. Therefore, I don't care that that person did what they did. What I really care about is, why is that still showing up in my life? What aspect of me is that keeps coming back and showing me? Do I need to heal it, or is it something that I just need to learn? In this case, I'm pretty sure just that lesson. I'm still kind of meditating on what this was, but I know that it's all for a greater purpose, and I know it's not about that person. So in that, I know that I really want to know I know I'm not going to get closure from that person, but I can close myself out and understand that I did what I did, um, that I could, and it was all good. And I did my best. I didn't react out of that fear at all. I handled myself with grace and ease. I handled it beautifully. I didn't react out of my feelings. I'm really proud of myself for that, but also I stayed strong in the fact that I got everything out that I needed to in the last couple days. I sat with myself alone. I didn't distract myself. I didn't do anything. I really just felt my body, what it needed. I asked myself, I nurtured myself, what did I need? I didn't judge myself. And then a couple days later, I am perfectly fine. I feel great and good to go. I have more clarity and thinking more clearly. I didn't react though. I get heavy in my emotions. I'm a water trine. I'm all water. That's just me. I've had a long time of acceptance for that. I have had to become really comfortable with that aspect of myself and learn that just because you're an emotional, sensitive being, not everybody's going to get down with it. It brings me depth in my life. So I've had to also really gain a strong sense of self and understand that not everybody's going to like me. Not everybody's going to get on board with me. But at the end of the day, I started this having to be so strong with myself that I didn't care who or who wasn't in my life, that I just kind of keep living with my truth. And that way nobody could take my power away, and that I'd always have me. I wanted to make sure that at the end of the day I always had me, and that I was always really comfortable with that person. I try and live my life in the best way, with the best intentions. I don't always get it right, but that's part of the point too. We're always learning lessons. This is the school of life. It isn't always easy, but with emotional intelligence, being able to sit with yourself and see every single side of yourself and every aspect of yourself, your perception of good or bad, it just is. Everything just is. There's a greater purpose. There's a greater, task at hand. And this all sounds so crazy, but people fear what they don't know. Don't give in to it. Knowledge is power. If you know something, nobody can take that away from you. So in order to gain knowledge and power, you have to ask why. You have to ask questions. Don't believe everything you hear. Always ask why. And if you're not asking it out loud, ask it in yourself. I always ask myself, why? Why? Intelligently though. Not a woe is me why, a why. What is my connection? Why is this showing up? What part of me is this? Just ask questions. And even outside of yourself, ask questions. Is this serving me? Just ask as many questions as possible. That's how you gain knowledge. If you know something, you have light. If you have awareness about something, you have light. If you are ignorant, that is the darkness. Do not be ignorant. Don't be ignorant, okay? With that, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to send unconditional love through every cell in your body. I'll link everything down below. I love when you guys show love, and I was appreciating all the comments. I know I haven't been on in a while, but I'll link all my information down below. If you want to hit me up privately, I'll be more than happy to relate to you, answer any questions, whatever you want to do. With that, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. We will see you later. Bye!